Hey guys, how's it going? I think my hair looks a little bit wet because I can see it in the little camera. I've just got out of the shower, so I'm not just really sweaty making this video, I promise. So I've had a lot of messages recently on my YouTube, mainly on my endoscopy videos, but also I've done a few videos talking about my hiatus hernia and my GERD, and a lot of people sharing similar experiences of you've got a hiatus hernia and it's a bit like you're left, like what now? Like you're just told you're going to take tablets for life, or you're told that, you know, there's no real option for it and you've just got to live with it and live with the symptoms. And a lot of people are stressed about it and anxious about it. They don't really feel like there's a lot of help out there for it. And I think a lot of the information is online is generally wired to over 50s, because that's the bracket of people who usually apparently get hiatus hernias. But the majority of messages that I've had, and I've got a hiatus hernia, is people talking in their 20s, in their 30s, even younger. Someone messaged me who's in their teens who've just found out that they've got hiatus hernia. So being told that you've got to take tablets for life is very different if you're in your 20s than if you're like 80. No offence, I mean obviously you might outlive us all, but it's much more overwhelming thinking of it in your 20s, taking something for life. So last year I did speak to, I thought it was a surgeon, but it wasn't. I spoke to, it was like an assistant trainee surgeon or something, I found out the other day. But I spoke to the official surgeon, I don't know if I can say the name. It's Dr. Goldsmith, who I spoke to at the Manchester Royal Infirmary on the phone about basically my surgery options for my hiatus hernia. I think I feel quite positive, but still, like, not a lot has changed. So I'm glad I've had the chat with the surgeon, and we spoke about the different options for surgery that I have, and we spoke about whether I should, the side effects, the different ones that the NHS offers, which is, if you're watching from somewhere else, the NHS is the National Health Service, which is free healthcare. But you can also pay for private healthcare for stuff that the NHS doesn't usually offer, which has happened a few times. My mum actually had skin cancer on her face, and the NHS wouldn't offer the most effective surgery. They only offered like one that isn't as effective, and my mum then had to pay to get the one that was the guaranteed option, even though we looked into it quite a lot and there was no price difference. So it was quite confusing why that it wasn't on offer. Anyway, I'm going off topic. I had the chat the other day with the surgeon at the MRI about my options, and I've been like on the fence about surgery for my hiatus hernia for a while, because part of me is like, great, if I can just live on, I don't get symptoms a lot. I do get them sometimes, I do get symptoms, not as bad as I did before I took my Omeprazole, before I had my endoscopies. However, my concerns are always, and I said this, well, I tried to say it to the surgeon, he did overtalk me a little bit, so I'm not sure if he fully understood what I was saying, but the things I never want to happen is I never want my hiatus hernia to become Barrett's esophagus. I never want it to get to that point. So I always want to be having regular endoscopies, even if I don't have surgery. I just want to, every year or so, check that everything's okay, because I can't have a hiatus hernia and I've got health anxiety and not do that. So I expressed that, and the other thing is, I'm wary about taking Omeprazole for life. That's a long time for me to take tablets, and there's not concrete evidence about some things. And even the surgeon said, oh, he thinks that there's some risk of dementia. And he was like, oh, I'm not confirming this, but I think there's a thing. And I was like, oh, great. So I was like, great, thank you for adding that to the anxiety. So he went through the first option, which is the ideal option, which is called a Linx Surgery. Now, he told me that this Linx Surgery for your esophagus has 97% success rate. I haven't known a lot about this Linx Surgery. Apparently I think it's just come into fruition in the last few years, and a lot before that was these less successful ones, which I'll get onto in a second, which the NHS offers. The issue is with the Linx Surgery, it's not offered by the NHS, so I'd have to pay for this. He said he's pushing for this. But he didn't sound quite convincing about that. And at one point I was like, are you trying to... Because he was like, I wasn't sure if he was trying to sell me to go private to do it. But then he was like, obviously I can't tell you to do that. But I was like, okay, so what are you saying here? I can't get the thing that fixes me for 97% success rate? I was like, he said it is down to cost, the reason the NHS doesn't offer it here, but I'm not sure if that is just Manchester, maybe other hospitals do, or other countries, if you're somewhere else, they might just offer that as a standard, the Linx Surgery, because it has that high success rate. But the perk of it is there is barely any side effects. You're in and out in the day. The only side effect is apparently that some people have trouble swallowing, and that's the only side effect he's seen, and he's done a lot of these operations. He does them quite frequently. So it's a bit like, great, I felt really positive, apart from the fact that I'd have to pay for it, and I've not looked at how much it costs yet, so it's probably a few £1,000s, which I do not have. So I feel positive that there's something out there, I guess. And he was like, oh, if you've got Bupa, and I was like, you know what, I've been wanting to get Bupa for ages, but I don't think it would even class on like a condition that you've already got, which I need to look into. If you know that, please pop it below. But if you've got private health insurance and you've got Haital Hernia, wonderful! You can get your Linx Surgery tomorrow! So the other one that is available on the NHS is called the Fundu. Now this is, I keep saying it's available on the NHS, but in my area. And maybe I just need to move somewhere else to get this operation. Postcode lottery. But if I have it, I keep saying that I would get this other Linx, but I'll tell you at the end sort of what I'm thinking after this conversation. But with the Fundu, there's a 60% chance of success rate, and it's like, you've got to stay in hospital for a while, you can't eat or drink for a while, and you've got to slowly start building up eating and drinking again, where he said to me quite convincingly on the phone call with me, if you have the Linx, I don't let you leave until I've seen you eat a sandwich. And I was like, oh, quite a bold statement to make. He was quite confident, this surgeon, and he was like, that's it. And I was like, okay. And then when he was talking about the Fundu, I could hear in his voice that he was saying all the things that he sort of had to say. He was like, you know, but he was like, it's 60% success rate, and he said at your age, you're in your 20s, say if it comes back in 10 years then, because apparently some of them can last only a limited amount of time with the Fundu, and I don't know about the Linx actually, I probably should have asked that question. Is that 90%, 97% there in the moment, or is that 97% then for life, and how does that decrease over time? But with the Fundu, they probably don't know actually with the Linx because it's a more recent surgery, but with the Fundu he said that you could fix it, and then in 10 years it makes your symptoms worse, and you'd have to go through either worse surgery, or surgery wouldn't even be an option then. So I was like, okay, this doesn't look good for Fundu. I'm going to rule Fundu out, I think, completely. So the only option that I would go for, which I think anybody realistically would, I mean, I don't know, unless your symptoms are horrific, and he said this to me on the phone, he would put me forward for Fundu. He said normally he wouldn't if you've not got severe symptoms, but he said because I'm young and I have to take a Omeprazole, and because I've got my Haital Hernia and I have had bad symptoms in the past, and I've had polyps and I've had to have several endoscopies previously, I would be a candidate, and I have to go for this test at the hospital before I can go for that, to make sure that, I think it's checking something about the esophagus lining or something like that. I'd have to go for something before I get to that, and then I would be put forward for the operation. So here's where I'm at. I don't want the Fundu. I just think a 60% chance, and then it could come back and then be worse, and then I don't have symptoms at the moment, but then I might create symptoms trying to have a possibility of fixing something. Surely that's ridiculous. So I've said no. I've not said no. He's very kindly left things open for me. He's given me his secretary's number. He's written to my GP to say that, because I was like, do I have to decide right now on the phone with you? Because this was just a phone chat. And he said, no, I don't have to decide right now. I can take some time to think about it and then let my GP know about the Fundu. Obviously the Linx isn't even an option. Which is a shame, because I probably would have said yes, just do it, 97% great. But no, it's not an option. So maybe I can save up for it and then do it in the future. I think either way, even if it is with the Linx, I'm 25. I think maybe I can manage my symptoms through my Omeprazole for a few years, because I'm managing really well at the moment, and then I'm thinking about maybe like when I'm 30, then look at surgery options. I don't know why that, but I just feel like I'm trying not to worry too much about it. And if I can just monitor my symptoms and change my lifestyle choices, have maybe a couple of endoscopies over the next, say, 3 or 4 years to make sure everything's okay, and monitor myself and keep up with my omeprazole, then I'm fine, and I know I'm fine. So I think that's what I'm going to do. My fear is, again, the long-term use of omeprazole. So I'm thinking PPIs are terrible for you. I've had some comments in the below of people having terrible experience with PPIs and things that they've done for them. I've had no problems yet though. Fingers crossed. I've been taking them for 3 years. It's a long time, and I've never took any medicine for that amount of time before, apart from maybe hay fever medicine that I take in the summer. So it's quite crazy taking a tablet every day and just being told that's your life now, and just going on merry way. I feel like that's sort of what happened for me. It's just, here's this thing that's you're putting into yourself every day for the rest of your life, and we don't know that's going to happen to you. You feel a bit like a guinea pig, like, oh great, thank you. But I guess they're trying to help, and that is the only option there is, I guess. So yeah, that's my conversation that I had. If you've got a conversation upcoming with your surgeon, I just thought it would be good to know, for you to know some of the stuff that I was told, so that maybe you can have some questions already prepared for your surgeon with your hiatus hernia, or if you're already reviewing different options, so that you can just go straight in and, you know, because mine's been a year since my last chat with my surgeon. Like, that's how long it's been. So, you know, like, that's how long the referral took. So you might have some time to think over your options. I've still not 100% decided. I'm going to look into the cost of Linx. I've not looked it up yet. If anyone's had Linx or Fundu, please comment below. Or if you know of any other alternative medicines, I would love to know this, to omeprazole, maybe a safer alternative. I know people say you can change it with lifestyle choices, but I'm like, can you? Without taking the tablets? I don't know. I just feel like without affecting your quality of life, I just don't know. Because another thing for me is exercise. Like, I exercise a lot, and I don't even know if I'm supposed to be exercising. There's still so much I don't know, and I feel like it's because I feel like I should have had like a training session on hiatus hernias, like some sort of workshop. You know, when you get a job and you're sort of trained on it. This is, you know, this is what you should do, this is what you shouldn't do, and sort of installed into you. Otherwise, and the information is quite hard to find online, I think, especially for young people, for omeprazole, for surgeries. So yeah, it sucks that the Linx isn't an option, but I might not have taken it anyway. I'm still debating that private option. I've not said no to the Fundu, even though I'm pretty sure 97%, same as the Linx, that I'm not going to do that. But yeah, I'd love to hear some thoughts, so please comment below. I'm managing my symptoms at the moment on 2 tablets of omeprazole every day, but they're PPIs, and I don't want to take them forever, to be honest, because I've heard horror stories, and I'm blessed that I've had no side effects to omeprazole. My symptoms have gone. So in that sense, I'm like, okay, can I just do this for a bit and just be okay? Just like this for a while. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it's helped you in any way, or if you're having some anxiety. If you've got health anxiety like me, I've got some videos about health anxiety on my channel, or if you're going for an endoscopy, I've also got that on my channel. Please, please, please subscribe to my channel, because I'm trying to get to 1,000 and I'm really close. And I'm like, yes, I'm going. It's nice to know that it's like this little community of hiatus hernias. I also do like, so I do my health anxiety videos, my hiatus hernia videos, but I also do like Sims videos and music as well. So feel free to check out any of those videos and let me know what you think. I've got a new EP coming out next month, so off topic completely, but you've got to plug yourself. Thank you for watching. Anything you'd like me to talk about, I will be happy to do it. Pop me a comment. Enjoy your day.